Welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here.
And Gabe. Guytone Day, baby. I had to bust out the Guytone Day cup because I'm feeling myself. El Campeon. Me and Dwayne Bravo, because we're champion. Because I'm a champion. Bro, I got to say, I'm enjoying today. I'm going to enjoy our 3 wickets. Nick, honestly, this must be what you felt like last year when Mumbai won. And dude, it was crazy, man. Goosebumps. It was awesome watching it. All jokes aside, man, it was a great match. KKR fans, again, guys, my heart bleeds for you, right? Because not like that. But we'll get into that today when we talk about this IPL Final in another installment of our 3 wickets. Oh man, IPL 2021 Final, CSK, KKR. Nick, I'm gonna open the floor to you wherever you want to start. Obviously, CSK or KKR, they're both my team, so it really doesn't matter. We either take a side, but what do you want to talk about first, my friend?
So let me start off with the season that CSK had. Okay, and I'm not going to sit here and bust out the sour grapes. I'm not. It's not that kind of video for me, at least. And I don't care how much you brag because you deserve it, because we give each other a hard time. And oh, it feels so good and so sweet when you rise to that mountaintop. And I definitely enjoyed myself the last 12 months to championship. I am super impressed with CSK. Okay, aging team. We made all the old man jokes. Worked out pretty good for them. Dhoni saw this kid Gaikwad last season. Oh, we got to keep him around. Everyone and their brother was going for spinning all-rounders to try to see what they can got. They got Moeen Ali. Worked out pretty good for them. They put to kibosh the Sam Curran experiment. Thank goodness. Helped him out, right?
The kibosh.
No one was safe. Ryudu, he was on the squad like every match, but didn't really make too much of an appearance. Reina, same type of thing. If you were going to perform, you were going to perform. But CSK, they did not like that taste of 7th place. First time ever out of the playoffs. And this is what champions do. They experience some loss. They experience some humility. And they say, we are never going to let that happen again. And that actually kind of inspires me, even though it's the hated CSK by me. But I got to say, man, congrats on your team bouncing back and being dominant this year. Absolutely dominant. They had one really bad match, and it was still a close match. It was the Gotham drop, right? The Mumbai, that was just an insane match, but Mumbai was not able to be who everyone thought they were. CSK deserved to win. CSK won. I was trying everything I could, reverse jinxing everything, KKR, Team of Destiny. I honestly knew that was not going to work because CSK, I like it when the best team wins, and the best team easily won. There's no question about it in my mind. CSK is the best team this season. Congrats to all the CSK fans. All the CSK fans that had to endure this, I'm not doing that today because it's not about me. It's not about Mumbai. It's not about RCB. It's all about CSK. And KKR, congratulations for showing up. But you were just outclassed today. Absolutely outclassed in every regard. And we'll get to that. I don't want to steal any thunder. But I just want to say congratulations, CSK fans. You deserve it. This is why you're one of the best teams in the league. Second in my book, but that's okay. They've been to the most finals. And with all the trash I've been talking, they were able to step up, grab that final. And like Ajad said on the live stream today, we're going into a whole new world. Aladdin, no pun intended. A whole new world with these new teams. And Dhoni's like, can I just get one more? Can I get one more? And he took it. He grabbed it. He took it. And congrats. That's where I want to start off.
That's awesome, man. And I think CSK fans appreciate that. I know I appreciate that. And again, I think that as you're being humble now as well, I think to me, that's one of the biggest things, though. I waited around. I saw everything, the award ceremony, the trophy, everything. I'm so glad that I was able to experience this today, Nick. And it's crazy. The first thing that comes out of Dhoni's mouth was, before I even began, I want to congratulate KKR for an amazing season. They absolutely, if anybody else deserved to win it, they deserve to win it. Like what they've been able to do with the adversity they experience. He couldn't say enough good things about them and their players. And, that's a true sign of a champion. And something you mentioned coming in that also really just kind of, hit me, bro, out of this whole game. Dhoni actually mentioned what you mentioned. I figured, God, Dhoni doesn't care, but he was like, going into these finals, we were 3-8, and that's not a pretty good average. Like, wow, like he's actually even caught it. And I know you had mentioned that a couple times. I was like, man, you've been there. But no, he was like, going in 3-8, it sticks in the back of your mind. These guys are 100% in the finals. We're 3-8, and you got to give credit to them because there's pressure. And just as humble and the humility he showed was awesome, man. With that being said, bro, it was a great exhibition. Talking about CSK's season and this game, it's about captaincy. And let me explain to you, Nick, why I believe it's about captaincy. Dhoni is able to adjust every single time something goes wrong, okay? Whether it's in the game or after that. Have we seen Ngidi since Ngidi got pumped by Pollard? Nope. Bye. He's banished, all right? He's on the island of the misfit toys. Later.
I'm sure he did it in the most respectful way possible.
Right. And I mean, that's the difference right there. Reina, I actually tried to send Dhoni a message. I went on CFA Nation, did the little YouTube short or whatever. I'm over, guys, it's still on the board. I was trying to get Reina in there. Where is that? You guys see that? I was trying to get Reina in there, right? Reina equals win. Dhoni said, nope. Once I made a decision, he stuck with Robin Uthappa, and he delivered. It's the ability to captain and to step out from your own ego and look at the entire field and say, okay, I might have made this decision earlier, but it was a wrong one. Let me change that. And I don't believe Owen Morgan has the ability to do that. Not just Owen Morgan, other people as well. But that's the biggest thing, bro. I sat back and really thought, what is the biggest change outside of, again, Moeen Ali? Don't tell me Moeen Ali equals championship, because if this is the same team, Nick. This is the same team. Robin Uthappa, they added. But Moeen Ali equals championship? Bro, he's going to go for bazillions bozillions of dollars next year. But it wasn't just Moeen Ali. It was the ability for Dhoni to look at his team and say, okay, this is what we need to do. This is where we need to adjust. This is what we need to change. He stuck with guys when he needed to stick with guys, but his plan was able to adjust on the fly. And today, Owen Morgan's wasn't. I think that was a match, and I think that was the season. Dhoni saying to himself, how do we fix this? So, I mean, those are my thoughts. It was a great win. KKR again. You guys know I still bleed purple. But it's yellow and purple. Yellow's always first. So, Nick, where do you want to start for today, brother? What you like, what you hate? Where do you want to start?
Let me start off with the negative so we can end with the positive, okay? What did I not like from the KKR side? I did not like the fact that there was no answer after the opening partnership. The openers combined for 101, and I love the batting, so I'm going to make it all about the batting.
Right.
101, they started off. They didn't lose a wicket till, when was it? Like the 11th over. It was Iyer again. He's been the first wicket the last two matches, and he's got a 50 the last two matches. I know it's the end of the season, but I want to know what his mindset is after he gets that 50 mark. Because that's two matches. It could be a coincidence. But that's 2 matches in a row. He gets the 50 or 51, and then he goes down. I'm not sure what that's about, but his team needed him because you can't count on anyone else. And it's amazing this run that KKR has been on, because you cannot count on Arena. You cannot on Arana. You cannot count on Tripathi every single time. You can count from time to time. And I get not everyone's that way. You definitely can't count on a Morgan. You can't count on the batting skills of Narayan. You haven't been able to count on DK for the last 2 seasons. Saqib, you can't count on. Golden Duck. And they didn't bring in Tripathi till like 8 or 9, and he still went down early. When they started losing wickets, they went down quickly. And you get your partners, they get 101, your opening partnership, and you can't muster like another 30 or whatever it was. That's bad. Now they got 65, but I'm being exaggerated a little bit. Right. It wasn't until you got Loki Ferguson and Mavi got 38. They got a tail end, but they have no middle end whatsoever. Right? I mean, it's the opposite of Americans. We got a big middle end, my friends, all right? Because we like to eat that sugar. But they got no tail end, and that's what I did not like, because no one else was able to step up on the big stage in this match. And for the most part, it's been Iyer. I don't want to give him all the credit. There's been a lot of bowlers, and I understand that. But look at what this team has done once Iyer was put in there. It's absolutely uncontrollable. And he got another 50 today. I'll save that for a little bit later. That's the main thing I did not like, though. Look at the bowlers here. Loki Ferguson. Where were you at today? 56 runs.
Hootie!
I didn't see that performance with RCB. Right? I didn't say that with RCB. And everything's going to be about RCB. You know it is. Shakib, 3 overs. They even sent him out for a 4th one because you get up too many runs. Chakravarti, he was like, besides Narayan, who was fantastic again, was almost your most economical guy next to Mavi, who got himself a wicket. So, I mean, the bowlers weren't able to show up. They weren't able to slow down. And there's reasons for that. I won't steal for what you like for CSK. But you had Narayan that showed up on the bowling side and really no one else besides Mavi a little bit. So it was a championship match. KKR was not able to give a championship performance. And the main thing I did not like is Owen Morgan. I don't know what this guy does. Because when they lost Iyer, and then let's see, who they lose after Iyer? It was Iyer first, and
Iyer
then it was
first.
Rana.
Then it
right?
was Nitish Rana. Yep, because he got him back to back.
Golden Duck.
Yep, the
right?
core got him back to back, and then it was.
And then Narayan the next over. And I think it was Narayan's wicket. Okay? I think it was Narayan's wicket where Owen Morgan, he was sitting on the sidelines. He had his pads on, and he looked just so calm and collected. There was no urgency. There was no, I got to get in there. I got to put myself on there, put the team on my back, and I got to deliver us a win. It's almost like, and I hate perception of just watching someone, but it's almost like he's not too worried about it. He doesn't put himself in there early to score runs because he really can't score a lot of runs for his squad. He's not bowling.
Right.
He's just like, he's so content and he's so happy being there, but there's no sense of urgency. I don't know what the man does. I heard you guys talk on the stream about he should be the only captain that doesn't put himself on the side. And he just gives advice because I don't know what this guy does. KKR fans, explain to me what he does and don't tell me rah, rah, rah. I don't know what he does. You've got to put the team on your back at some point, and I didn't see him do that. Definitely not this match. That's what I did not like. They just didn't. They got manhandled by CSK.
You know what, Nick? I'm going to piggyback a little bit on what you did not like. That's also what I did not like, and it's Owen Morgan. Nick, Owen Morgan in the last 3 games has scored less than 20 runs. Literally less than 20 runs. He had a 5, in the last 4, it's actually been 13, 5, out for a duck. I repeat, out for a duck, and then 4 today. It's disgusting, bro. It's absolutely disgusting. I mean, barely in 4 games, he barely got over 20 runs. In the last 3 games, he's got literally 5-0 and then 4 today. And not just that, this is where, and again, it could be rumors, it could be speculations. But the game before last, we heard, hey, Andre Russell's working out. Andre Russell's in the nets. He's hitting, right? Then the last game, right before, after they beat KKR, and we saw that middle order collapse once again, we hear, oh, Andre Russell's fit. Andre Russell's bowling in the nets. So he's hitting and he's bowling in the nets. Was Andre Russell ready to go? Because if he was, this is an epic failure on the part of both McCullum and Owen Morgan. Because at that point, if you're Owen Morgan, you got to say to yourself, either I got to go or Shakib's got to go. And Shakib, although he averaged 33 runs in 3 overs, 11. I understand keeping him in there because he's a spinner. So you might have had to sit yourself down, but you knew you were coming in short. You know this middle order was soft, including yourself. If Russell was ready to go, how do you not bring in Andre Russell? That's just unexcusable. And to me, guys, look it up. 13-5, a duck, and then 4 today. That's your captain? Really? Come on now. That's unacceptable.
It's more the same.
And at some point we all got to say, okay, we got to do something different. You know what else didn't I like? And I'm gonna be real quick about this with the Tripathi. Not that it would have won the game, but Nick, Tripathi got hurt, and I hate when an injury plays such a major role in the outcome of, you know what I mean, of a game, because the guy won the last game for KKR. He's their second highest scorer because today 50 was put up by Shubman Gill, but until today he was the second highest scorer. And this guy went out there, and I'll talk about that later when I talk about what I did like, and he showed the heart of a warrior, okay? Because he says, if I don't go out, at least I know it's going to be a wicket. All right. So at least let me go try and fight for my team and battle for my team. But bro, I hate when an injury plays, such a big role. And the minute he went down, honestly, as a CSK fan, in the first inning, I said to myself, this is going to come back, and this is actually good for CSK. Not that I was happy about the injury, but I understood what it meant. I understood what it meant. I understood what it meant, bro. So for me, that's what I did not like. On the CSK, bro, what did I not like? Here, it's very simple. And I think that, to me, this was a complete team win. It absolutely was. This was the kind of team win that you say to yourself, all right, everybody did your job. Everybody did what they were supposed to do, right? There was an incident, Nick, where a ball hit a wire. I don't know if you were on for that, right? So It was bad, bro. We could not get a wicket. It was so frustrating. And Jadeja gets Subin Gill to pop it straight up in the air. The ball hits one of the wires that's holding the spider cam, right? So they call it a dead ball. So now, not only do you not get the wicket, mind you, the core was waiting for the ball, Nick, and had to run up because it changed the trajectory of the ball and still made the catch. So he doesn't get the ball, and on top of that, he has to re-ball the same over. It's almost like a no ball. That's punishing. That's totally punishing the bowling side. And everybody's like, well, Gabe, if it would have been a 6, then it also would have been a dead ball. But then they still get that ball to hit. You know what I'm saying? At the very minimum, take that ball out of play. It should not happen again. And that was my whole point. For a batsman, okay, you lose a 6, but you still get that ball. You still get that ball on that dead ball. For the bowling side, now you got to re-bowl it. One ball can make a difference. The last game came down to one ball. So for me, that was the most frustrating thing. And people try to explain the rule to me. I understood it. I still don't agree. I think it's more beneficial to the batting side than the bowling side.
I mean, you can't help yourself with your bias there, but that's okay. What did I like from KKR? Let me talk about a macro perspective first. I didn't like that they got in there because RCB didn't. Mumbai didn't, but that was Mumbai and RCB's fault as a fan. KKR fought tooth and nail, and they got in there. And as much as I'm frustrated about Owen Morgan, I got to give him some credit. I don't know what he does. It's some je ne sais quoi or whatever that phrase is, but he's got something. I don't know what it is. Right. KKR fought. And in this match, they have a brilliant partnership. Once again, they don't have the best partnership in the IPL, but they have a really good opening partnership in Gill and Iyer. Love seeing what Gill did. Love seeing what Iyer did, both with a higher strike rate. It was finally a high-scoring game. And I love what the tail end did. Loki Ferguson realized he got hooted, so he had to do something. He got himself a 6. Mavi got himself 2 6s. I love what Narayan did. I didn't realize this, but Narayan's an MVP in the past, for crying out loud. This guy has been doing it for a long time. And I love seeing what they were able to do. At first, I was like, oh, this is going to be a slugfest. This is going to be fantastic. Slobber knocker, all that kind of stuff. But then CSK reminded us that bowling is quite important in cricket. It is. It's very, very important. They turned the tide there. But I love seeing what Iyer did. I love this guy so much. I am such a fan of his. And I hope that he's not a flash in the pan. I hope he's able. It could be just the UAE. Who knows? I don't think he played any games in India. But I love their fight. I love how they got to that point. They didn't have enough today. They were playing too good of a team. And that's pretty much all I liked.
You know, for me, and I want to start on the, again, same thing, KKR side. I want to piggyback on what you said. What did I like? Bro, I like Sunil Narayan. Sunil Narayan today ended up taking some, again, huge wickets, Nick, huge wickets. He is now in the top 10 for wicket takers this year. And again, I know people are going to talk about the action, this or that. Right now, they're not calling anything on the action. And my man went out there and got himself 4 overs, 26 runs, 2 wickets. The guy was if it wasn't for Narayan, this thing would have been even bigger of a blowout, okay? Because Narayan was the only one that put in any work, got himself some wickets, kept the run rate down, okay, other than Mavi. But Narayan was amazing, Nick. And as a West Indian, I know that's going to be because, you know, I'm from the Caribbean, so I'm going to be biased. I already see it in the comment section. But go and tell me that without Narayan taking, and he took 2 huge wickets today, that they even have a shot. They don't even have a prayer if Narayan doesn't do what he does, all right? He went ahead and got himself some guy quad, okay? He went ahead get himself and got Uthappa, all right? And you know Uthappa was going bananas, right? 31 on 15. We'll talk about that later.
They all were, jeez Louise.
Like, go back and think about what Narayan did to your RCB. If Narayan doesn't show up that game, KKR doesn't win.
How dare you shut your mouth?
Nick, 4 wickets, and in that 4-wicket haul, my man got Kohli, Maxey, and ABD. Bro, bowlers might go to the grave and never get that wicket haul. Bowlers could bowl an entire season in the IPL and then not get that wicket haul. If he has a Mount Rushmore scalps, that's it. If I'm the Ryan, bro, I'll be like 50 years old. He might be pushing. I'll be like 55 years old, whatever, and I'm sipping tea with my grandkids or whatever. Yeah, to us, Hispanics, 55 years old, just say. And you'd be like this. You'd be like, yeah, you see that plaque on the wall right there? Yep. Yeah, that was my 4-wicket haul. I got me a little Kohli. You know what I'm saying? Went back a bit, took some Maxey. Talk to the grandkids. Took some Maxey. Oh, and did I forget ABD the alien? Yep. Go ahead and do me a favor in the comments. How many guys have taken those 3 wickets in one game? I'll wait. Let me know. Bro, Narayan is a GOAT.
He didn't get Kohli. I just want to say he didn't get Kohli.
He did get Kohli.
No, not in the 4-wicket haul match. He got 2, 3, 4, 5, and Kohli opened that match.
So was it I thought it was Padikkal.
It was Padikkal, Bharat, ABD, and Maxey, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you might be mistaken. But anyways, I'll go back and check that. You might be mistaken. But anyways, bro, Narayan literally went and did his thing, and I'm so impressed by him, and I know I'm always going to go with the bowling. And then one other thing I was impressed with today. I'm not going to talk about Vintage. That's your boy. You called him. Guys, you know why Nick beat me in fantasy? And I'm going to probably have to walk around with a stupid Red Hot hat or whatever punishment I end up getting, because this guy has stuck this guy in his fantasy matchup as a vice captain every time. And I was myself thinking, man, this guy's a rookie. He's a flash in the pan. I'm not. Go ahead, Nick, have fun. This guy's only failed one time. This guy averages 30, 40 runs a game. He would have been an emerging player had it not been for Guy Quad. So I don't want to take any your thunder there. I know that you like him a lot. I'm going to go ahead and let you have. I mean, why did you?
And I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm going to shut my mouth because he did get Kohli.
Oh,
Padikkal technically opened that match. So you're right. No, you're right. I was wrong. I'm going to shut my mouth.
Oh, Narayan, I'm telling you, old man, bro, in the retirement home, sipping on tea or drinking some, what do you call that? Laxative? What is that? I'm just saying, whatever he's drinking on. Metamucil or whatever, because he's not regular right now. He's old, and he'll be telling war stories about the year where he got himself the 4-wicket haul. And yeah, it was Kohli, ABD. Oh, I got myself a little Maxey. You know what I'm saying? He went for the trifecta. He's an equal opportunity wicket taker. Give me an Aussie, give me an Indian scalp, and yum. I'll take a South African scalp too. The guy is a savage. But honestly, the one thing, Nick, that sometimes in sports you're inspired. I saw a Tripathi go out, and when he was walking, bro, you saw the limp as he's leaving. It was bad. I didn't expect him to come back, bro. How do you come back from that? Not only did he come back from that, bro, he got 2 runs, and it was all he scored. 3 balls, 2 runs. But he hit a boundary that should have gone for a boundary. A great play by CSK. I think it was Gaikwad stopped it, and the guy ran on that bad wheel. Ran to get that extra run because he looked at the other side and saw what was there, and he saw fear in Owen Morgan's eyes and said, Nah, I'm going to go down with the ship. Morgan, this is how it's done. You lay it on the line. So I all respect, and what did I like? That performance by Tripathi. If, again, he is not kept, guys, he was the second highest scorer for KKR. I don't see how they don't bring him back. But if he is not kept because he's an uncapped player, bro, CSK better go after him.
Wow. So what did you like from the CSK side?
Oh, my gosh, Nick. Oh, my gosh.
Here we go.
Can I first talk about the bowling? Can I talk about Dwayne Bravo, the champion, who now called your boy Pollard up and said, hey, bro, I tied you, because you know they're boys. Hey, bro, I tied you. You know what I'm saying, cousin? Because right now, Pollard had the most, before today, Pollard had the most T20 championships. And Bravo's like, not on my watch. The champion goes ahead, takes 2 teams that last year finished in the bottom and got championships with them in the CPL. And, bro, Dwayne Bravo, everybody's talking about that. These people like, Gabe, you're crazy. No, go back and watch this game. Go back and watch this game. Wickets, Iyer, and Subman Gill were raking, to Nick's point. 101 not out. And it would have been worse if Dwayne Browell doesn't come in there. You know what he does his first over when Coley and not Coley, Doney and his wisdom says, forget about the spinner, forget about all this garbage. Let's get experience in there. You know what he did in his first over? 4 runs. That's all you get. He choked them out. He said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and slow down this run rate. All right. Somebody else comes in, Bulls. Here comes Bravo for another 4 runs. 2 overs in the beginning, right in there in those middle overs when we're getting destroyed by KKR, and he holds them to 8 runs. That brought down the run rate, and I think that started putting pressure. Run rate. Nick and his run rate, I love it. It started putting pressure on KKR. So he led this team, and even though he got himself only a wicket, I think that for me, it was even bigger than that wicket, Nick. It was stopping the bleeding in those middle overs when, honestly, Subman Gill and your boy Wickets Iyer lost their minds. Wickets Iyer had a 150 strike rate. He was bananas today, okay? What else did I like? Let's go keep with the bowling, bro. The Lord, the core. It's like somebody told the core, hey, that Indian lineup isn't, they asked you to stay behind, but that's not set in stone, bro. So you better go out there and put in some work. It was like it was an audition. Or they might say you might be getting water for people. You might be bringing them their biryani. You might be rubbing people's feet. If you don't, I'm just saying, it may not be a playing role. You're on the side, but you're still on the bench. And Lord Decor said, not on my watch. My man went out there and got wickets, Nick. And that was so huge because they could not. All they had to do was break the opening partnership. I said, if you stop this opening partnership, do not let it get to the death, they win this game because the rest of this middle from KKR is absolutely soft. And with no Tripathi, I really had no faith in them. Okay, and that's where he went. He went and delivered, Nick. He went and got back to back and belly to belly. All right, he took the 2 and 3. 2 and 3. He went and got himself your boy Wickets Iyer, who had lost his mind with 50 on 32, and then for good measure took Nitish Rana because Nitish Rana is either 80 or a duck. You got to get him on the deck because if he gets hot, he's gonna put up 80. And he said that those 2 guys, as far as bowling is concerned, from CSK, really did the work. I'm gonna leave the batting for you because I know you love this stuff, the batters, and there's some stuff to talk about. But go back and watch this game, guys. Every single CSK fan with me, along with me, was panicking because we could not get Subman Gill and Wickets Iyer out. And who finally broke through? It was the core, the Lord, the core. And finally, Nick, I mean, the whole bowling squad did good. Chahar, 8 overs, 32 runs, got himself a wicket. Hazelwood finally showed up. And to Hazelwood's credit, and I should have talked about this, what I didn't like earlier. To Hazelwood's credit, he finally earned his money. Because the whole season, I'm like, he's been a disappointment. But now he should have had a 3-wicket haul because Doney dropped the stumping. And I'm going to talk about that and what I learned, actually. But Hazelwood should have had a 3-wicket haul. He got himself a 2-wicket haul, Nick. Again, look at that economy rate of 720. But you know to me, this was a catalyst of why I think CSK this year was so dominant because they didn't even need Jadeja to bat, but Jadeja still impacts the game. Jadeja, I'm calling it right now, is the greatest all-rounder in the world, period. I'm sorry, Ben Stokes. I'm sorry, Jason Holder, because if Ben Stokes isn't raking, he's not going to take a 2-wicket haul and get 2 beautiful catches like Jadeja does, okay? And Holder, again, good bowler as well, but he doesn't, as tall as he is, he doesn't have the agility to play like Jadeja does, get those catches, and he's absolutely not the bowler that, and even the batsman, I would say, that Jadeja is. Jadeja is one of those, he's a unique person. I think he gets overlooked, Nick, because they don't need to use him. And we're not just talking about in a CSK. India rarely uses him. I remember you and I were watching a test match, and we're like, Jadeja? Oh my gosh, this is it, Jadeja. I think it was against Australia, guys. People were like, guys, Jadeja's a monster. He just doesn't get the bat because India's so deep. But Jadeja's a monster. Wait till he swings Excalibur. And we're like, what? Bro, he came out and gave him like 50 in there and swung Excalibur and put it in. Jadeja may be the best all-rounder in the world. So for me, it was all about the bowling and the defense today. The bowling was great. Jadeja was great. And for me, that's what I love from CSK. And I know I'm biased, but bottom line, it was who took the wickets. The difference was CSK took wickets today, and other than Supposedly, the guy Narayan he's not fit to make the West Indies squad. Who runs it over there? Can I get a phone? Can I DM that person? Are you watching what I'm watching? Are you watching what I'm watching? He's not fit. He doesn't fit on the side. Dude, it's the bowling, Nick. What did you like from CSK?
First of all, I don't understand why you don't remember. Chris Wokes is the best all-rounder. Hands down. Hands down. Underrated by way too much, okay? Jadeja's very, very good. He's a 2, but unfortunately, he's just like so far behind. Anyways, CSK's batting. Okay, you need to calm down with this whole bowling nonsense. You were on the stream at one point. They said, "Who's man of the match?" Oh, I don't know, Dwayne Bravo, maybe. You're out of way too biased. No. Oh my gosh, you had Faf go and lose his mind, and you think it's all. And don't give me the whole bias thing, all right? If you look at the last several MVPs in the IPL, most of them were bowlers or bowling all rounders. So don't tell me everyone just likes the batting. You hate the batting. You got to respect game when you see it. Guy Quad, 32 on 27 balls. He was your worst performer, and he had 32. Faf, 86. He came 2 runs short of chasing for the orange cap. Guy Quad's like, come on, Mr. Faf, let me have something. Can I get some breadcrumbs, please? And Faf's like, are you kidding me? No. 86 off 59, a strike rate of 145. Kale Raul sitting at home like, you could do that? You could have that kind of strike rate? Man alive. Oh, and then you had Uthappa. Where in the world did Uthappa come from? What in the world? This guy was not very good besides 1 or 2 decent performances last year. He hasn't even been seen this entire time. They were actually cleaning out the locker room a few weeks ago, and they picked up some gear. And like, Uthappa, you're down there?
You're on this squad? You're on this team?
And he was like, man, luckily there was like a bag of chips left behind. I was going to die of starvation. You guys forgot about me. This guy comes in, and he just dominates 2 matches in a row in the playoffs. I mean, call him Mr. October for crying out loud. Robin Uthappa, 31 runs, 15 balls. And when he got out after his 3 sixes, after he got out, he's like, what, you want more? I got a 200 strike rate. Adios. I got stuff to do.
He said, I got a hot pocket in the microwave. He said, I got a hot pocket in the microwave.
Like, you had one before. He's like, so? I got a 200 strike rate. And then Moeen Ali, 37. Every single guy on your squad, only 4 needed a bet. Every single guy, and Faf went out in the last ball or something. Every single guy got 30 runs or more. Faf got 86. CSK has become the best team in the IPL and the number 1 team as far as win the championship because they have the top 2 run scorers in the IPL. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out, Gabe. Batting means more. Maybe not much more, but you have the 2 top run scorers in the IPL, for crying out loud. 1 and 2. How many times has that happened? I have no idea. But Gabe, that's why your team is the best team in the IPL. They have the batting. Guy Quad, to your own admission. That's the difference right there. They put up 192. I don't care where they were playing. No one scored 192 in the UAE this IPL. No, besides the Royals. But I mean, the Royals are an aberration, right?
I still get chased down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just not even funny. But I mean, it is funny, but you can't make it up. 192 in the finals, and KKR was just like, oh, gosh. They're like, hey, I or Gil, can you both get us 192, please? Because we can't do it. Morgan can't do it, that's for sure. He's like, yeah, you're right. But that's why this team is so good. And once again, just take the 2 guys that are opening. If you put their score combined, you have 118. It's out of control. The bat is why they won this match. That huge lead, it's an intimidating thing. KKR had to score quick like they did, and they had to score a little reckless, which they did. And that's why you went from 0 wickets to like 7 wickets in like 4 overs or something like that. That's where the bowlers are able to get their hay, because you scored 192. And you have to send out any kind of walking wick out there to tail end to hurt himself or whatever. The batting was extremely impressive. This opening partnership, who knows how long Faf's going to go, but you got to keep it going on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why they won.
You know what, Nick? It's hard for me to...
The 2 top scorers!
It's hard. It's hard for me to argue it. It's hard for me to argue it because, yes, they
Come
do have
on.
the 2 top scorers. They do. You're right about that.
Gosh. You talk
And
about embarrassment of riches. It's not fair. It's not fair. You shut your mouth.
honestly, you know who it's not fair to? KO Raul, because he did it in 13 games, while the other 4 that are battling him all had 16 games. And he's like, can I just get one playoff game? KO Raul just gets one playoff game, and KO Raul is absolutely winning the orange cap this year. And that's why I believe he's gone. Bro, he's leaving Punjab, and he may be the most, the highly sought after player. I'm telling you.
Dude, look at the last 4 years in the IPL. Okay? Last 4 years. Now, third place technically because he was in first place. First place, second place, third place. That's the last 4 years where he placed overall. How is he a free agent? I'll take him. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Bro, because he wants out. He's going to be a free agent because he wants out. And I didn't realize it. You told me today. You can refuse your retention. So even if Pretty Zinta tries to keep him, he can say, no, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? He could just say, I'm good. And I'm telling you, that to me, I think is a difference. That to me is the difference. Nick, I want to talk about a little bit about what I learned, okay? And I learned 2 things. First, back on Jadeja. Guys, I think Jadeja, because he's not needed as much, is really undervalued. But I think especially once Dhoni is out of CSK, and make no mistake, I kind of heard it today in the post-conference when they were, Harsha Bogli, all the credit to the world. Because most guys would be too afraid to ask. And he asked Dhoni, he's like, are you coming back? He's like, well, it's up to the BCCI. And he's like, no, it's not. It's up to you and CSK. All right? Give us an answer. He's like, well, and I love that he did that. But basically, he's just saying, listen, because of the new rules and because of the auction, it's going to depend on how many people you can retain. Because if it's, 3 and we got 2 expansion teams, I don't want to do anything to hurt the team. So it kind of sounds like Dhoni was ready to retire, but he didn't want to steal away from the moment right there of winning the championship, right? So Jadeja is going to be the future captain of CSK. There's no question about it. And in my opinion, not only is he the best Indian all-rounder, he's the best all-rounder in the world. Nick, let me just tell you this. Batting, all right, Jadeja, again, when he doesn't bat half the times, as far as runs are concerned, Jadeja is in the top 20. Or actually, he's right out. He's at 31. At 227, right? Excuse me. When we talk about, this is what I wanted to talk about. Since he does not bat much, when he has his opportunities, he has to put in work. He's 11. His strike rate was 145. The guy scores and scores quickly because he knows I don't have a lot of overs to do it. But on the bowling side, all right, most wickets, this guy has 13 wickets, Nick. 13 wickets in 16 games, all right? For a spinner, that's, technically an all-rounder. And most maidens, he's number 5. At number 5, Nick, and we saw that again today. He depresses the scoring, and there's so much to be said about that. Jadeja to me is just a true all-rounder. You know what I'm saying? I wish that they gave us like all the catches or whatever. And for me, I think that we got to give him a lot more credit. Now, the other thing I learned today, and this is even more concerning from what people were saying in the stream. Okay. They said the reason Owen Morgan failed is because Owen Morgan comes, and it looked exactly like that. He comes to the game with a game plan, basically given to him by McCullum. And hell or high water, he's sticking to that game plan. And I realize they have a relationship and they're friends. But sometimes you've got to be able to go out there and just like a quarterback does in football and say, oh no, the blitz is coming. I'm opting out of this, okay?
Audible.
I'm gonna go call it audible, and I'm opting out of this. You saw Dhoni do it today. You did not see him do it today. I do not understand the way he used his bowling today. I really don't. And people said it's simple. That was McCullum's plan, and he's gonna stick to it. And if that's the case, then you really don't need him. If McCullum is such a great tactician, Nick, then you don't need to burn a captaincy or overseas captaincy spot on this guy. I got nothing personal against Owen Morgan. I'm just saying, if you have Russell in there and not McCullum, this is a different game. Especially when we're talking about Russell bowls and bats, okay? And we're talking about the fact that they had no Chapati. So for me, I think going into the auction, KKR has to take a real strong look at themselves and say, okay, you want a order taker? You're telling me there's nobody else you can give that the captaincy to that will follow your orders? Give it to Shubman Gill. Give it to, I don't care if it gets to Shire. Give it to somebody. You telling me that somebody else can't follow orders? I can follow orders. I might forget. Let me write it down on my arm. Okay, first over, he wants me to go with Venkatesh. Oh, the second over, if that's what it is, if there's a game plan, to give it to me. I can do that. But that cannot be the only reason Owen Morgan's there. It just can't.
Absolutely. I mean, there's got to be something more to it than just that. There's got to be, but sometimes that yes man is very, very important to some organizations. 100%. What did I learn? In our journey with cricket, which IPL came just a few months later, we knew beforehand who the two top teams were. And it's not just on the championships, the fan bases too, Mumbai and CSK. And what we learned in the last 2 years, and it was cemented in this match today, is that champions are champions for a reason. They have the right leadership. They have the players. Absolutely, they have the players. But they know what to do with those players. They know where to put those players. And for whatever reason, Mumbai just did not have it this year. You're not always going to have it. CSK did. CSK did not have it last year. You're not always going to have it. But these teams, these captains, these organizations, they know how to win. They have their formula. They make changes where they need to. They push the right buttons. And it's not luck, okay? I'm a fan of so many losing teams. Just luck, all the penalties, all the refs. It's not that, sorry. It's you put in the hard work and you get rewarded for it, okay? It's not Ambani's billions of dollars, right? It's not Dhoni and being the lion and all that kind of stuff. These guys and these girls who are part of these organizations, they know what they're doing. And you saw it again today. Dhoni, who doesn't contribute much, but when he contributes, he contributes in spades, for crying out loud, when his team needs it the most. And before you're a fan of another team and before you say, oh, here we go, CSK again, they earned this win. They got this win. They took this win. And Dhoni out-captained Owen Morgan. The coach for CSK out-coached McCollum, which is oddly enough because Dhoni captained both of those players at one time, and they're both the coaches of both squads, which is funny. But that's what I learned. It's plain and simple. I get sour grapes. I get frustrations. But if you didn't see what I saw, which was CSK went out and took this championship, then you're not seeing, with regular glasses, rose-colored glasses, whatever, blinders, whatever it is. That's what I learned. Very simple.
Nick, I know this is R3 Wickets. And normally this is the part where I give my mush pick, but there's no mush pick to be given because this was it. This was the end of the season. I want to end on just giving my final thoughts of this IPL and really where my head is at right now. And I was so happy. And the reason I had to stream the whole thing was because not only did I have my two favorite teams in there, right? CSK versus KKR, right? The wife and the mistress. But this is the end of this IPL as we know it. We're going into uncharted territory here. And to your point earlier, guys, 2 new teams is completely going to change the dynamics. It's completely going to change the dynamics, okay? Your chances go from 1-8 to now 1-10. And if you don't think that extra matter, it's going to be a big difference. Not to mention the player pool is going to become more diluted because all that Indian talent that you're able to hide and keep in your coffers, so to say, because, there's only 8 teams. It's not going to have 2 more teams now. Teams are going to get completely gutted. And I am so excited for the auction. I don't think I've ever been excited for a draft of any sport or an auction more than when the Giants probably had the number 5 pick and ended up, or top 5 pick. I think they had number 3, and they ended up getting Eli Manning that year, even though it was your boy Phillip Rivers, and they ended up having to trade because Eli didn't want to go play for the Chargers. But that's how anticipated this draft is for me, this auction, because teams are going to, and Dhoni said it today, guys, it may not happen depending what's going on in the auction because we got to build a team for the next 10 years. Dhoni knows he's not going to be there for the next 10 years. So your fate as a team is going to come down to this auction. And don't be surprised if, as usual, to Nick's point, the teams with the best ownership group, with that are best management, end up getting a whole bunch of riches. And then the teams that don't, I don't know, the sabermetric Rajasthan Royals, right? Rajasthan Royals with the sabermetrics, or the SRH or whoever Punjab Kings, who, again, when you got your top guy asking out vocally, publicly, that tells you that's an organization you don't want to play for. So this may be a very interesting
it's going to be fantastic.
Auction. I'm going to go crazy, brother.
It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for it. It's going to be bedlam. It's going to be insanity. And watch, when it comes, not much will change, right? It's got to with the 2 addition to the new teams. Super excited. We get to see more Indian talent like Iyer get in there and get a chance. We're going to be able to see more overseas players that want to play, go and play because there's 2 new teams. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to see what happens. CSK fans, once again, congratulations. 100%. No sour grapes whatsoever. You earned it. No excuses. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your favorite moments of this season. Let us know your favorite moments of this match. And until next time.
That's a wicket! Oh, I had to put up the finger. There we go. There we go.